going to talk a little bit about staccato and how I have different little warm-up routines, mostly to free my wrist from getting tight, or forearm, and also to keep my shoulders relaxed. Most students can get really tight here, and they also tend to crowd the staccato notes, so they don't breathe. They don't have that breathe spaces between them. So what I do to practice for the breathing spaces between the notes is to do repetitions and make believe I have a ball in my hand that I'm throwing at the keys so that it bounces back. And if it bounces a few times, if I throw the ball at the keyboard, it's going to keep bouncing after that, a little rebound effect. So I want to capture that in my repetitions. So let's say I do B major scale, and I start bouncing 4 times on every scale degree, listening for the very first burst of energy, and the other 3 notes coming out of that as rebounds. I'm listening for this spacing. So bounce, space, space, bounce, space, space, bounce, space, space, bounce, let it keep bouncing, bounce, space, 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 bounce, space, space, bounce, space, space, bounce, like that, bounce, let it bounce off that one, bounce. So you get the idea of what I'm doing. You can do separate hands, by the way, and do this routine. And you could do bouncing every 2, repetitions of 2. So the very first one is going to bounce into the second, and the second one's going to be a rebound effect, so it's not going to be the same intensity. It's going to be bounce, rebound, 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 bounce, bounce, rebound, bounce, rebound, bounce, rebound, bounce, rebound, bounce, rebound, bounce, rebound, bounce, rebound. Okay, now I'm going to do 2 hands. Bounce, 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 rebound, bounce, 2, 3, 4, bounce, flop, 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 bounce, rebound, bounce, rebound. Now I want to go to 2 at a time. Bounce less, 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 bounce less. So I'm really loosening myself up, and I'm bouncing that ball, and it's rebounding along its way. Then I'm going to do 1 at a time, so each one is going to bounce into the next. Now I'm going to go a little quicker with the single ones. I'm going to stay a little closer to the keys now, but I'm still going to get the throwing the ball at the piano, at the turf. So I'm going to do soft, lighter arms. I'm still bouncing that ball. Loosens me up. I get very loosened up, but I'm going to keep bouncing and keeping this relaxed. Now, in terms of a finger staccato, if I want to do a finger staccato and not keep bouncing the ball, if I need to go even faster on a scale and I don't want to do so much of that, I can do finger staccato. I can get the traction up and down the scale in legato first. What I do have is a traction of my arms going all the way across, and I'm still not tight anywhere where the wrist is or the forearm, because if I get tight there, I can't get the freedom of the spacing. So you have to stay very relaxed and think that you have traction for this finger staccato. Now playing softly. Snip. Snipped. And so that's a little easier to do when you're going very fast. For the arpeggio, we're going to use a finger staccato, especially get into these bigger speeds, because you can't really keep doing this for the arpeggio when you do the staccato. You want to establish traction and legato and a floating arm and a destination top note with the energy to bring you down. You want to roll into the arpeggio toward the destination note, then come down with, again, very horizontal floating arms, and then you're going to snip out your legato into a staccato. So it goes like this. Roll into, snip now. Now soft. Close. And what also helps me with this is these are skinny notes, these black notes. So I round out, I'm going to find more curvature of my fingers for this one, on this arpeggio, so I can balance nicely on these middle notes, the F sharp, D sharp. Makes a difference. So even when I practice, I'm aware of that. Gotta get that left hand to do it. Under thumb, light thumb. Yep. Keep your hand level. You can tell you make these little adjustments to get it right. This muscle memory, this feedback, centering. Every arpeggio has its own centering.